Welcome back. Today I'm going to be drawing Mimikyu from Pokemon. So let's get started. I'm first going to start with a kind of a diagonal zigzag wavy line. And come back to the top and we'll make a point. Kind of just follow that shape slightly, bring it in. And this is going to be for the ear. So it can kind of bend and kind of be a little wavy to your own liking. All right, we'll come across at kind of a curved diagonal here for the middle part of the head. And then we'll start the other ear going out almost at a horizontal. And then we're going to bend it down to a point again, and then bring it back in. I'm going to come back and clean up these lines with an outlining. Okay, and we'll bring it back in toward where I think I'm going to make the head shape. So if this is kind of a continued or an implied line through, that's kind of where the ear is going to be. All right, and the ends of the ears or the tips of the ears have these little kind of darker area patterns. So we're just going to indicate where that's going to be. Okay, bring this line around for the bottom portion of the face. We'll stop about here and imply that it continues through and curve it back up to the other side. So we're going to make the face kind of on this angle, which means the eyes are going to be slightly here and here. This eye we're going to make much larger in size and shape than this one, meaning the face is going to be kind of closer to us on this side than here. The mouth's going to drop down from just under the eye here at a diagonal, and it's just going to be this kind of wavy zigzag line. So we'll broaden that up, thicken that up. And the body's fairly easy. We're going to start here. It's just going to be kind of this curved, slight diagonal outline. And then we'll stop about here and make this really cool flap that comes out toward the bottom. And we'll kind of zigzag it across the bottom here for the costume. It's a kind of robe he wears over himself. So we'll zigzag it out and then kind of back in here. So what I'm going to do is continue this kind of up, almost like this bump curve line to about here, and then a little kind of bump out and then bump in for continue to the kind of where the face area is. Okay, the tail is going to be about in this section here, so we're going to come up at a diagonal, and then in, back up, and in, and then we'll make the larger kind of part of the tail here. It's going to be rounded at the end here, and we're going to come slightly in here, all the way down, and follow this zigzag back in. So in, out, in, and then back in toward the body. Usually a tail is much thinner at the tip, and you can see it's obviously the opposite for Mimikyu. We'll round out the kind of area here to make it look like it has some dimension and add some texture markings. Okay, adding the eyes in this area here, and then we'll make it kind of on a diagonal going down. And the blushies are going to be about here on his face and kind of these zigzag lines. So we'll just indicate where that is going to be on both sides, close to his eye here, and it just kind of comes down almost like in this oval shape. And this one comes just about to here on this side. So again, everything on this side is going to be slightly larger in shape. We're going to extend this line out a little bit too here. One last thing is I'm just going to add these shadow areas in between the zigzag lines on the bottom. And this one gets a double, so we'll do one here and then one that kind of flops out this way. Let's get into adding some color. So I'm first going to just use almost like a light yellow color to basically just add color to the whole area here. This is gonna kind of act as the base layer for Mimikyu. So I'm just gonna roughly fill this all in. Mimikyu is primarily one color. The blushies are going to be a little brighter, and then this shadow area I'm not going to fill in with this deco yellow because it's going to be much darker. So just basically this middle section here. I'm going to go right over the pencil drawing because I'm going to come back and add the outlining to all of that area so it'll really stand out. I'm going to get into the tail color. So that's going to be a brown. So Mimikyu is actually one of my favorite Pokemon characters. And he's obviously mimicking Pikachu. So we have the wooden tail here, which is such a cool feature. Okay, I'm gonna get into a black now, and I'm gonna add color to the tips of the ears and then fill them in. And also to the shadow areas underneath his costume, the bottom here. And now I'm going to continue by adding all of the details with black. Okay, so the eyes are basically these kind of spiral lines that are just almost like scribbled in here. So have some fun with that. They do not have to be precise or follow any sort of pattern, kind of just scribbled in there. They're a lot of fun to make, and I'm just going to go ahead and continue to outline. Okay, outlining the tail area. And a couple more steps here, and we're going to call this one finished. I'm going to grab my kind of like a vermilion orange color and add these blushies. Now I'm going to grab a pencil and add a little bit of shading over the color. So I'm going to shade in the ear area. We're going to kind of build a line that kind of comes right across almost the face area here, kind of across the middle of the face area. So the top part is going to be in shadow, and the bottom part is going to be a little lighter, so I'm not going to touch that with the pencil. This adds a little bit of value to it and kind of shows some dimension to the drawing, which gives a bit of character and makes it a little bit more interesting. So that's why I'm doing this. If you feel like you want to leave that part out, that's totally fine. I'm going to add a little shading to underneath the chin as well and kind of round it out toward the top of the body here and just fill in some shading right here. Okay, I'm also going to do that to the tail. And we're going to call this one finished. I hope you guys enjoyed drawing Mimikyu along with me. Give him a try. He's a lot of fun to draw. And see you guys next time. Bye.